Let's get started. Start with your
All
intro.
right. Okay. Hi, and welcome everybody. Welcome back to our channel. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we were talking about electric vehicles in our last video, so we thought it would be a good idea to keep the conversation going. So, Mara, tell me, which out of all the ones that we talked about, which one was your favorite?
I would still go for Tesla, mostly again because I am into prototype technology, and Tesla is the example of prototype technology at the moment.
Right.
With Elon testing out so many things at any given time, including self-driving and stuff, I think is one of the it will be one of the things that I would be interested in because how experimental it is at the moment. See?
So,
So, what do you think are the immediate dangers in terms of like this WhatsApp privacy policy that has been introduced recently?
right. I think, first of all, I would like to clear some misconception and misinformation that has been unfortunately also going on WhatsApp. People have started to think that WhatsApp will start reading their text messages, would start listening to their audio clips and the pictures and everything that they're sharing.
Yeah.
This policy does not say that. This policy does not say we will do any of those things. So for an average user doing whatever they're doing right now, their day-to-day operations would remain the same. If you're talking to somebody, if you're sharing information or multimedia with them, be it videos or videos or photos, it would still keep going. And Facebook or WhatsApp would not touch that. They still cannot read your messages because that's going on with end-to-end encryption. That's still there. They cannot listen to the audios you're sharing or watch the multimedia or even the location that you're sharing within your text messages. WhatsApp cannot access that for now, right? That's part of the end-to-end encryption that is there. What is changing if you sign up to these policies is you are giving them access to the information of your device, right? With
Yeah.
and your contacts. So, for example, if when you were messaging me something, your battery level was 30%, right, and you were at a specific location and you had XYZ contacts, all of that information would now be retrieved at that moment and would go and get stored into Facebook's data servers. So that is the new part that's happening now.
What do you personally believe your standpoint of view in terms of social media? Generally, I mean, like include Facebook, include Instagram. You as a
Right.
person, what do you believe, and how have you dealt with them throughout the years?
Okay, I think when it was first introduced, obviously that was a very, very different time, and I was a very different person back then.
Yep.
So I first joined Facebook when it went viral all over the world back in 2008. And of course, like anybody, joining back then was part of the wave. Everybody was doing it, so you have to join too, right? You have to join, you have to share photos. And I was one of those people who would pretty much be updating my text, is drinking water, is going to the washroom, is traveling, and all that stuff, right? Excessive level of sharing, which is what got started at the time. Over the years, as I've changed as a person, I've been to different places and I formed my own opinions on it. Now I believe in sharing as less as I can about my private life, right? I would still, from time to time on Instagram, especially, I would share the games I'm watching, or if I've been to a specific place, I'll share that. But that's where I draw the line. Like, I do not want people to see what I'm doing, whom I'm hanging out with, what I'm eating. I'm not concerned with that. I have no problem for people who do that. But for me personally, that's going a bit extra,
Yep.
right?
Obviously, it comes to personal choices. For me, it's like as a person, obviously, I would say I would start it the same way.
Right,
2008, Facebook,
right.
sharing everything that is not relevant or relevant. But throughout
Hmm.
years, my point of view has been like the moment you realize that data privacy is a thing,
Right.
okay, or as I got more into tech, I realized what was being shared and stuff.
Hmm.
Then I limited myself accordingly.
Hmm.
So if I'm sharing something, if it's location related, I know someone can end up there. Worst case
Right.
scenarios, okay, which people
Right.
need to realize. Okay, you should be aware of the consequences, okay, of
Hmm.
what you post and what you do on the internet.
Right.
Okay, so in terms of that, I think if I post something on my profile or my stories in terms of like where I am or what I'm eating,
Hmm.
okay, it would be purposefully.
Right.
Okay, it would be in a way that it does not disclose my location,
Hmm.
but it would be for what I want to do too. So I want to
Right.
be involved in this sharing thing, but
Hmm.
to an extent which I can understand.
Hmm.
Okay, and I know what when I share it, I know the consequences to it.
Right.
So if we are making this YouTube video, we know the consequences if it ends up somewhere.
Right.
Okay, that's I think what people need to know generally. Whatever you
Hmm.
do on the internet, whatever you do on these apps, you need to be aware of the consequences.
Right.
And then you can do whatever you want. If you're not aware of the consequences, because these privacy policies will come and go, these
Hmm.
data sharing will come and go.
Hmm.
Okay. And then you will be shocked the moment you learn that thing,
Hmm.
which should be common information in terms of like data sharing is a thing, your data is going somewhere. Okay, you should only be aware of the consequences of what will happen if there's a digital footprint. Worst case scenario, what can happen?
Hmm.
Think about the worst case scenario. I think that's what I would end this whole conversation with. The
Right.
first product that I want to talk about is the smart lipstick. It is introduced by L'Oreal,
Okay.
a reputed brand. It needs charging to create personalized colors. So it is supposed to have cartridges in it to create
Okay.
color based on what you feel like at that point of time. So you need only one lipstick ever. Yeah, the base price is around $300. I think it's quite worth it if you have to spend only one lipstick, don't you?
I mean, it sounds like a very cool and exciting thing, and it definitely serves a purpose, especially for people who constantly have need to carry different kind of things. Having just one where it could serve you with a bunch of different colors, I definitely think it's a good purchase, especially for people who don't mind venturing into and going for prototype stuff. It's definitely a good thing. And L'Oreal, and the good thing is that L'Oreal is the one backing it, because that
Yeah,
adds a lot of credibility to this product. The only concern that I would have, because you mentioned cartridges, are the people who have specific allergies and skin conditions, and they need to stay away from certain kind of chemicals and materials. How would they react to it if it's safe for them or not? So
yeah.
that would be the only concern I would have. But other than that, I think it's a very interesting product.
So what do you think out of 1 to 10? How much do you give, worth it or not? 10 being really worth it. I mean, like at this point of time, considering is a first product, and 0 being like, ah,
I
let it
think I would
go.
give it seven between 7 to 8.
7, try it out kind of situation.
Yep, definitely, it's worth a try for sure.
Yeah. The next product and the last product for today we are going to talk about is the LG bed. So LG TV with bed or LG bed with TV? What would you say?
It's LG bed with TV, I think.
Okay. So the TV is OLED, one of my favorite technologies. What is OLED? Do you know what is OLED?
Why don't you tell us?
OLED is basically the technology that I was introduced to by S3, the phone,
Okay.
because Samsung came with Super AMOLED displays. Uh,
Right.
OLED is supposed to have a single pixel and it's
Hmm.
not supposed to emit lights in any other direction from it. So when you're viewing a screen, that
Hmm.
pixel will emit that exact color that was
Hmm.
happening at that point of time. So if in desert,
Hmm.
it is supposed to representing the pure yellow colors of desert
Hmm.
within each pixel. So creates a beautiful image, one of the best technologies in the world in screens, and one of the expensive ones, because
Right.
even if LG comes up, because LG has come up with a lot of technology competing to its own products of OLEDs,
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
are LCDs called nanocell technology, as well as the QNET, which combines the QLED
Hmm.
of Samsung TVs, as well as their own technology, which was nanocell display.
Hmm.
So they try to improve it as much as possible to bring it as close to OLED as possible, which is having perfect blacks. The only reason OLED has perfect blacks is because it uses individual pixels. So
Right.
those are turned off when you have an
Hmm.
introduction of some kinds. For example, if you are playing PS, you have a PS
Hmm.
logo. That will be the only thing that should appear at that point of time. It should not emit light from that white
Hmm.
logo of it.
Hmm.
So OLED in bed, okay.
It's a very interesting concept. I mean, it puts together two of people's most favorite pastime, right? Sleeping and watching TV. Okay, So back to this bed with TV. So apart from the fact that it's attached to a bed, what's so special about this TV?
Um, First of all, it rolls in your bed and comes
Okay,
out of it, so you don't have to create a separate place for it. It's quite
right.
convenient, to be honest. And second of all, it's a see-through TV. It
Hmm.
not only comes out at a like full height, it comes out at different heights. So for example, if it's at a lower height, you can just view your notifications, view time, or something like that would you would expect from a smart TV to do, any other smart TV to do within
Interesting.
that screen frame.
Interesting. So not only is it completely foldable, it also has all the smart features and it's transparent on top of that. So basically, when you're
Yeah,
not watching anything and it's turned off, but it's still out, you would see through the TV.
exactly. And the best part
Interesting.
is it is still OLED, which is still the highest technology uh,
Right.
in TV in consumer market. We have
Hmm.
micro LEDs, but they're still not in consumer
There's
markets.
still prototype technology.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's still prototype
Okay.
technology. Do you think it's worth it? The whole LG band. What do you think? Out of 10, how much would you give and why?
I mean, personally, I love doing both things, right? I love movie experience, and especially over the years, I've really gotten used to having my laptop in my bed and binging Netflix. So I think this puts both of those things together, depending on what price range it comes in. I think it would be a good purchase.
Right? In terms of, I'm thinking in terms of saving space also, because people do not have that big of bedrooms.
Right.
Considering the TV fits in right the bed.
Exactly. And I see it being it becoming a big use in high-end luxury hotels where they're trying to enhance the experience as much as they can of their guests, right? So I see this being fitting really well into that space
Yeah,
because obviously it's going to be a pricey thing. So it would fit really well in that space.
and a great tourist attraction if there was one, especially in hotels.
Exactly.
Would be a motivator, yeah.
Yeah. So it is a very good product.
Yeah. So 1 out of 10, how much?
I would say I'll give it 8.
8? Yeah.
8. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's 10.
Yeah, I see it being used, especially when the technology becomes common. I see it being used everywhere. Go for
So with LG bed that I really liked, I was really interested in Samsung's launch also. The Galaxy S21 is launched. Wireless Buds Pro, one of my favorite things. And smart tags, which is direct competitor to AirTags, which was still a rumor. More on that next video.
And we'll also be talking about some of the other interesting and really cool products that came out at CES this year. So please stay tuned. And if you like this video, please click on the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And see you till next time. Bye.
What about the bell icon?
And press the bell icon, please. Thank you.
All right.
Take care, guys.
Again, see ya. This one's right.
You're using your phone
No, it's called auto framing.
and a webcam has auto framing.
It worked. It was the way I wanted it to work.
Okay, perfect. Now, please, can you stop that? That's annoying.